During Minecon Earth, you get to vote on Mob A, the monster of the ocean depths. Mob B, the monster of the night skies. Mob C, the great hunger. Mob D, the hovering inferno. This is a master place.
In 2017, the first Minecraft votes were held. This was in Minecon Earth, and it was by far one of the most exciting things that we've seen in Minecon. Or Minecon Earth. Minecon Live? No, Minecraft Live. Yep, this name has changed more than 4 times in 4 years. Which is actually confusing to say the least. Now, there were 4 mobs that you could have voted for. I will only explain 2 as the other 2 mobs are kinda meh. The monster from the ocean depths, or the barnacle, was the first mob to be seen in 2017 Minecraft votes. It had a super long tongue which it would use to attack the player and drown him. This mob was a great idea as the oceans were mostly empty at the time, well, except for squids, but they're literally decoration. As you know, this was in 2017, before the aquatic update, where the only thing in the ocean was the monuments. There was also this mob called the Hovering Inferno. It was also in the 2017 mob vote. It was a so-called Master Blaze, with body parts that looked like shields used to defend itself. It would have spawned with groups of blazes as a random encounter in the nether, and it had shockwave attacks which would have been deadly to the player, so you'd need some pretty good armor to defend against it. Unfortunately, you cannot play with these mobs, but if you'd like to see how they could have been implemented, you can play the outvoted mobs mod. It's on curseforge and the link will be in the description below. Both of these mobs were great at the time and also would have added a challenge to the game in their biomes. Yet, everyone decided to add the Phantom, which is possibly the worst choice, as it is maybe, possibly, definitely the worst mob in the entirety of Minecraft. Well, you might ask me why is that? Well, here are a few minor examples. You wanna go on an adventure at night? Oh wait, you can't. Why? Because the Phantom will literally haunt you every night and every night more will spawn, if you don't sleep. So basically Mojang decided you are having too much fun at night and blocked that out completely. This literally makes you unable to enjoy Minecraft at night. Another annoying thing is what the Phantom drops, Phantom Membranes. These are used to repair elytras, which are essential in late game Minecraft. So for example, if your elytra at any point is broken in your adventure, you have to wait 3 days without sleeping or 1 real life hour for these sleep deprivation induced schizophrenia undead birds to show up. And to have a chance to even get 1 Phantom Membrane to repair your elytra. This is the most annoying mob in the entire game and it literally adds nothing positive. Another bad mob vote was the glow squid. This is the most useless addition to Minecraft even after the normal squids. Which is saying a lot since all that normal squids add is black dye. This is the most lazy addition to Minecraft that I have ever seen. It's literally just a squid that glows. That's it. The only thing the glow squid adds is glow ink sacs, which craft glowing signs. Now my point to why it's useless is that we already have a glowing ingredient. Have you forgotten about glowstone? You know, you could use that for glowing signs and it wouldn't make a difference. I'm pretty sure Mojang forgot that this ingredient even exists. The glow ink sacs addition was not necessary at all. Also, do you remember how the glow squid won the community Minecraft vote? Do you remember how Dream rigged the vote? Well, Dream posted on many tweets that everyone should vote for the glow squid and he would follow anyone who voted for the glow squid. The vote was heavily controversial, as that the community argued that this vote was a wasted opportunity from Mojang for a better and more useful mob. In my opinion, the vote was rigged by Dream and his stands and also trolls. It should not have been added to Minecraft as it adds nothing useful to Minecraft. But there's even more. No one was actually happy with the mobs added because in every single mob vote, the community always felt like Mojang would add more features or items with the mobs than what was shown. But time and time again, we got what was shown and nothing else. It was always just surface level. They said that they would add a flying mob that attacks you once every couple of nights, and they added that. And only that. They said that they would add a glowing squid, and guess what they did? Which brings me to my point. What if all of the mobs were just as disappointing? What if it's not the community's fault for choosing the so-called wrong mobs? What if the votes didn't really matter? The mob votes don't really matter. Because look, can you actually remember you doing anything different in your world because of these mobs? Well, except for phantoms screwing with you every 5 minutes, even if a different mob won, it would still not be useful or important to the game. It would only be surface level. Mojang sort of escapes the blame for their mediocre mobs. Whenever they add a mob and the community gets outraged, even though it's Mojang's fault, the community always gets the blame. And the votes seem to give the community a sense of choice, but that is not always the case either. For example, in the 2022 votes there was the sniffer, which sniffs seeds from grass for brand new plants. The tough golem, also known as fancy table because it literally just holds items. And the rascal, also known as very bad iron pickaxe generator, so apparently if you found it 3 times in a cave it would have given you a tool. Now you tell me, which one of those seems to be the best choice? Obviously, you would say the sniffer, as it adds new items. This does not feel like a choice, it is giving the illusion of freedom of choice. Yet, as you saw, mostly everyone chose the sniffer. This is democracy at its finest. In all of these votes from 2017 to 2022, they all have one thing in common, and it's that the mobs suck. Well, except for the goat, they're cool. But seriously, they just didn't feel right after being added. Everyone stopped caring about them after 1 or 2 days of them being added. The Biome votes were actually kind of good though. They did not create any controversy as Mojang already told us what the biomes were and what would be added with them. Like the taiga biome, it included foxes, berries and berry bushes. Mojang also mentioned the biomes that lost the votes, the desert and savanna biome, would be added in the future, so that is a plus. But that was pretty much it. Like the mob votes, Mojang didn't add any other features. You can't even tame foxes. You can only make them trust you by breeding one yourself. The reason for that was to make the game more realistic, but I just have a feeling that Minecraft's first priority shouldn't be to add things that are realistic. And yes, I'm still salty about that. Now, to the solutions. Firstly, maybe try not to disappoint the community, and that is by not adding the bare minimum of a voted mob to the game. Looking at you, Glow Squid. As this is the biggest problem with the Minecraft votes yet. The mobs that were voted will not impact the game at all. The better solution would be to just not have the votes at all. I mean, hear me out. Why make the community think that what they choose will be important? Why go through all of the time and effort to count the votes if Mojang could just pick one mob and add it to the game and not talk about the others? Why make the community think that they lost on a mob and they would never get it again? Firstly, this would make everyone happy. No one would choose a favorite or say anything was rigged. Secondly, the controversy about the votes or the chosen mob would go away. The community would not be against each other as much as it is right now. Thirdly, the reaction to the mob added would always be more positive. This would make sense as you do not feel as you have lost something to the votes. Overall, I think that the votes were a good idea at first. It engages the community and it gives a connection between the devs and the fans. But then it descended into chaos with the controversy and Mojang barely adding anything important to the game. These votes made it more of a problem more than anything else. P.S. This entire video was totally not made to hate on the Phantom. Guys, this is my first video of this channel, so I'd appreciate if you support me by subscribing and giving me some input. Thanks for watching and have a good day.